Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go-to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, this is your space to connect, learn, and grow alongside a community of trailblazing women who, just like you, they are making their mark in the world of business. From personal branding to powerhouse marketing, from leadership to lifestyle tips, we've got you covered. So get ready to ignite your passion, fuel your purpose, and unlock your potential with Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. Let's make this journey together and turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Hey guys, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine's podcast, where we spotlight the most incredible women out there who are making waves in business and way beyond. Today, we have the owner and principal designer of Form and Function. I can't wait to hear all about this. A dynamic interior designing firm known for creating unique, client-inspired spaces for both residential and commercial. You know, my home, I definitely need her. I'm like, oh my God, she has 20 years of experience in the industry and a background in art and psychology. I think she's in my brain already. Not sure about that, but she's probably like, oh, she probably would like have this for this or this for this. I could just see you. All right. She brings a distinct approach to design, merging aesthetic, beauty, and thoughtful functionality. Her work reflects passion and global artistry. She tailors each space for you, the client, because she builds that relationship with you. And that is how she creates the space that inspires you and you alone. I want to welcome today Sherry Schmidt to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine podcast. Thank you. So excited to
Thank
have you here.
you. I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Good, good. So tell me, how did you first start in interior design?
Yeah, I think I knew from a young age. Like I remember really little being looking through National Geographic magazines and just always like fixating on the architecture and the design of like certain homes and spaces. Then I kind of went into care for developmentally disabled adults. And I did that from the time I was 15 until I was 21. But I always took art classes too. I always had that like artistic need in the background. And so I was painting, I was taking art classes, I was taking all kinds of different, photography as well as sociology and psychology because I loved working with people. I loved being around people and helping them out. And when I found interior design as a course, I said, this is it. This is a way for me to express my medium.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
I saw that psychology in there and I'm like, oh my God, is that what
Mhm.
happens? Like you could actually like look at people. I mean, you can see what lights them up when you talk to them. Am I right?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I mean, um, I feel like it's so therapeutic, like the design process. And we like when we work with people, I get to know you, I get to know your family. We end up becoming friends. Just today, I played tennis with one of my old time clients, and we've become friends. And we still play tennis together and hang out. And, we even may go on a vacation together. But it's like therapy. I mean, who doesn't love getting away from your life for a little while? And come in to pick out some gorgeous fabrics for your drapery or artwork, I mean, we have a lot of fun doing it as well as like the technical stuff.
And go shopping. Come on. Hello.
We do go shopping. My gosh. I thought about doing a shopping with Sherry series because I'll tell you the story. At the end of a project, we'll stay with you from the very beginning implementation to the end and every little last accessory in detail, right? Um, and the last accessories always end up with like an amazing shopping trip. I've been to, so for instance, we were dressing this huge 8,000 square foot home. And we said, let's go shopping down in Detroit. I said, okay, clear out your credit card and clear out your Suburban because we're going to go shopping. And by the end of the day, I can't even make this up. We had easily 12 carts and a couple of like crates full of items. And we were like, let's go. And so I met her at her house a couple days later and we set it all up. It was so much fun. And I mean, I've done that with numerous clients. Like even I was flown down to Chicago for a client. They bought a new home and wanted to go shopping for furnishings and things. And so I said, let's do a shopping trip. And that's exactly what we did. We spent a weekend and we got so much done in that weekend. It was super
Okay, I can see shopping with Sherry coming to life now.
happy with Sherry. Fun.
I'm like, okay, that would be a blast. Like all new towels. Yeah.
And well, more than towels, I mean, you can do draperies, all the vases we've done, dishes, like all of it, you know, and it's just nice to have a non-biased tour guide to help you decide what's going to work and what's not, because otherwise you walk into these stores and you're like overwhelmed. What do I start with? You know, and so we got that narrowed down. It's fun.
That has
Yeah.
to be fun. That would be a blast. So, okay, so you have a very successful interior design. Tell me, I mean, do you have staff? How, I mean, what are you by yourself? What's going on with that?
I have a staff of four. I have two full-time designers. I have a warehouse manager and a bookkeeper and myself. And, you know, I also consider my reps from different companies and the artists and the contractors that I work with as like subcontractors for me because I couldn't do it without them. And the relationships I build with all of my vendors and suppliers, like I can call on them and say, I need XYZ, and they just come through for me and say, here you go. You know, it's just all about like those relationships and building that. That's helped me become successful.
That is amazing. I love that. I love because you're building relationships. That's what you do.
Yes. It's
So,
all about your internal network, right?
yeah,
It
definitely.
really is.
You build it with your clients, and then because they get the best of you is because you've built everything around you.
Right.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So, what
Well,
is,
there's Button making a cameo.
oh,
That's what
I like that.
he needs to go to the groomer so bad. He's a new puppy. He's only 3 months old.
Oh, what type of dog is he? He's so cute.
It's a mini golden doodle. Hanging out.
So cute. My
Thank
Yorkie just ran out. He, he usually makes an appearance, but my husband came home, so he had to go see him.
you.
I love that. Yeah, so we're real here. It's like real life,
Yeah,
right? It's
puppy wandering around. You might see a kitty.
yeah. Oh, you have a kitty too?
I have two cats. We have Dolce and Gabbana.
Oh, oh, cute. Shopping
Yeah.
trip. Gucci and Gabbana.
Shopping trip. We need. Yeah.
That's cute. I like that. I love
Thank
that.
you.
And so tell me about some of your latest projects. I think you maybe won an award. I was looking.
I just found out last Friday that we won an award for a project, and I'm going to pull it up because I don't want to say it wrong. Um, 1 second. It is the State History Award for the best restoration and preservation of a project in all of Michigan by the Historical Society. Um, so it was a pretty nice award to find out that we won. And that project was a 2 year long project. It is just about 2 hours north of me. It's in the oldest building in West Branch, Michigan, and it's an old train depot. So when we designed it, we kind of like we wanted to give a nod to like that 100-year-old train. We added a little bit of like a rustic with kind of a steampunk almost on parts of it. Just wanted to get some really historical, a nod to the history. And I just never, it's something that we didn't expect, but I'm so excited about that, to find out. And I can't wait to see it published online. It's just very fresh. So
Yeah, so it's not even surreal yet. I mean, it's just like, okay, it is surreal. It's like when's it gonna really come, right? What's gonna happen?
exactly. I
I
know.
like
I'm so excited about it. So more to come on that. More to come. We'll put it in our link tree when it's online.
that'll be exciting. And so what year did you tell me about the history of you actually becoming the owner of Form and Function?
Form and Function. So Form and Function is it's a commercial design firm that was developed by Gail Bitzer. She founded it back in 1999. And I was just 19 years old at that time. Didn't even know who she was. But so I have 14 years of residential design background. And in my young 30s, I went back to school and got my degree and became a certified interior designer. So what that means is it equips me to just be more thorough with my clients, especially with like commercial clients. You're able to do like reflected ceiling plans and look at the HVAC and do like all these FF&E schedules. And it's just a lot more thorough of a program. After I finished college with that, I interned with Gail and loved it and never left. And then I ended up buying her business to 2020. It was a great day. It was a Thursday. And a month before a global pandemic, which was fun. But so, yeah. So 4 years ago, I became an official business owner.
That is awesome. How did you transition from the pandemic? How did you maneuver through that? Because I'm sure there was some pivoting you had to do as a new owner and then
Mhm.
pivoting right then and there.
So I got really lucky because one thing that I just always set myself up with mentors and, built that internal network early. And I had a great CPA who sent me all kinds of things to fill out, like for if I needed financial assistance at the time, or what kinds of things I could do to keep my business up and running when we were completely shut down. So we were shut down in, I think, March 23rd of 2020 with the intent that the construction industry would open back up on May 7th. So it was a full like 7 or 8 weeks that we couldn't do a thing. And but I still went to my office. I was an essential employee because I was now the owner. So I still went into our studio and I was able to connect with clients, and we just started doing Zoom meetings. And I would like put together packages of material samples and stuff and set them outside the door, and then my clients would come and pick them up and we would wave hi. And so my clients were right there with me. They were waiting for the construction industry to open back up, and it was really lovely that they weren't going anywhere. They weren't going anywhere at all. And so it was a scary time, but at the same time, like as soon as we were allowed to go back to work, it was literally a flood. The first 2 weeks were just busy with everybody like wanting to like reach out and talk about their projects and get contractors going on it. And then I live in Midland, which now I live in Bay City, but we had a 500-year flood in May, I think 19th. So 2 weeks later, we had a 500-year flood. 4 dams broke. It took out entire town where I grew up. There was just devastation. And on top of the pandemic, it was like a crazy time. And I am and I'm digging out my mom's basement, which got completely ruined. And we're putting stuff out to the road and it's all wet. And we're trying to figure out like what we lost personally in the flood. Um, and I had one of my friends who's a contractor call and say, I need you at the country club this Saturday morning. And we have this huge, beautiful country club. It's kind of one of the flagship country clubs for the United States, just that pretty. And they had a flood in their basement and they brought us in to help with all of the restoration and renovation on the flooring. So I really honestly like what got me through it is just I didn't even have time to think. So I think that helped me get through it. We were just so busy. It was like just the storm. It was like in hindsight, I couldn't tell you what we were doing. We were just like, let's go one foot in front of the other. I had another client that I was working with and they had just moved their entire uh sorry, I'm losing the word, their entire business with all of the machines and everything to Midland from Ohio. And they lost, I mean, millions of dollars. And she's like, I'm just mitigating this loss and, trying to get through it. And so it was just this really insane summer. And I feel like COVID was, I mean, just like what the heck icing on the cake, like what just happened. And then we started getting into logistics. And once our businesses were coming back, the the shipping industry started to lack. So we were seeing timelines and lead times on product of up to like 30 weeks. I mean, just insane amount. I mean, we were waiting 6, 8, 9, 10 months for like a refrigerator and even more. I mean, it was just a really crazy few years. So we're still catching up, I feel like, from that.
Yep. Oh my God. And I'm just listening to this going, okay. So you really jumped in, started your own business, and
Mhm.
went through basically three with the shipping industry, three devastations back to back to back, and still came out still pushing forward.
Alive. A
Pushing forward.
couple extra pounds.
It happens.
I mean, what? So I mean, we made the best of it. We had to. When the floods came and I came home from the office and I had firemen at my door evacuating because the dams were about to break. And they said, we don't know if it's going to be a 2-foot swell or a 9-foot swell. We have no idea. And we were just running around our house like, what do we save? And trying to put so I just, it just watching the flood victims now on the East Coast, I can't even watch the footage. It's just so devastating. It breaks my heart what they're going
Yes.
through.
Same thing here. Same thing here.
Yeah.
I'm a New Orleans girl, so same thing here.
Oh,
We
yeah, you
totally
had it.
understand. Yeah, and I was on the lake when it
Okay.
happened in water. So it just totally get it. Just understand my heart breaks for them so much.
Oh, yeah.
The devastation is just so real.
It is. And you just have to like put one foot in front of the other and um do the best you can to do the best you can. To like what do we do next?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So my philosophy is we don't know if it's 2 feet or 9 feet. Just get out. There's nothing you can do
oh,
about it. Just get
we
out.
did. We spent, oh, my husband was laughing at me. He's like, really? You're gonna take the deed to the house? I'm like, I don't know what to take.
Yeah, you might as well just take the pets and
Everything out of the safe, you know?
take the
What
pets,
do
the
we
kids, whoever's in the house, and just leave.
Yeah, I just leave. That's what we did.
Just
Yeah.
leave. Yeah, and that's what you did. That's what you have to do and say it's stuff and everything's replaceable. Everything
And
is
I just went back to the country club yesterday. I went back and visited, and the amount of, I mean, work that we pulled off in 3 months, because you have to consider we have this elite club with elite memberships, and they've lost memberships because of COVID. They're losing income because of COVID. They don't have flood insurance. They need to open back up so they can start getting their income back up to a level. So everything we did had to be like 5-star look and time. I mean, we had the lead times to deal with. So we had to find product that was either going to be like 4 to 6 weeks instead of 24. We didn't have time to wait. So I mean, and it had to look super high class. I mean, this is a great project, a huge feather in our cap. And so it was just like, oh my gosh. And I'll have to share pictures with you, but I think it turned out really great. And we ended up doing 33,000 square foot of renovated space in about 2.5 to 3 months time, which is totally unheard of.
that is that is
Yeah.
busting some tail.
And like we're talking like we did on the gym floor, this wonderful, beautiful, super heavy duty rubber flooring with a 7 foot by 5 foot logo, like laser cut into it with a two-tone. I mean, I don't even know how I did it. It was fun.
It was fun. There you go.
It was
We just
fun.
brought up a very important point. Are you having fun doing your business? And you
Most of the time. Yes.
just every now and then.
Just everyone. No, I try and have fun. I always think that I've always said, like, I think happiness is a skill set that you have to try and have. Like, you have to work for happiness. And
You
I've
really,
always tried to like incorporate that. Like, what can I do if I'm feeling down to like make myself pick myself back up? Because nobody else is going to do it for me, you know?
so you do all of these projects. You're not just in Michigan. I mean, you do other states. You would do global. Am I right? You would do international, right?
Yeah, we've done Houston, Chicago, Ohio, Milwaukee, a little bit in Montana. Um, just off the top of my head.
Wow. So going back, which you've been through, those quick 4 years have probably just flown by and you don't realize it. But in those
Mhm.
4 years, what would be your superpower that you wish you had for one day? If you could
Oh
pick.
my God. I would manifest. Oh, this is going to sound terrible. Do I even say this? We're
Mhm.
being honest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I would find myself a contractor who does great work, shows up when they say they will, charges what they say they will, and is good at time management without hand holding. Is that bad to say?
Yeah. So we
I
would
know they're out there. I know
can
we
we
have
just
good
can we
contractors
just
out there. I try
manifest
and
it?
collect them.
Can we
Huh?
just speak it every day into existence? This is the contractor that I have. Blah 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 blah.
I know I'm not the only one. We have worked with some wonderful contractors.
Yeah.
My favorite contractor fell in love with my client and ended up marrying, and then I didn't see him ever again. So what are you gonna do? It's a great love story. He did her kitchen and fell in love.
And then, oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. Yeah, you would just manifest the perfect construction guy.
The perfect, yes, I would manifest the perfect people to implement what needs to be done.
I love that. Just think how much
Yeah.
more you could get done.
We just delegate it all out.
Yeah. And what about if you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self something to be the business owner you are today, what would you tell her?
I would say brace yourself and also have all of the fun that you're having right now because you're gonna, well, I continue to have fun, so that's okay. But also just go do the things that you want to do and it's okay. And don't be somebody that you're not.
Oh, I love that. Don't be something you're
Yeah.
not. Yeah. So love what you do, have fun, manifest the perfect people to do whatever you want,
Yes,
and and be brave and do what you have to do, right?
exactly, exactly.
I love it. I love it. All right. Your favorite book.
The Dancing Woolly Masters.
Tell me about the book because I've never heard of it. I'm intrigued.
It's a book about a group of scientists that got together and they all met up over in Big Sur, California, I believe at the Esalen Institute. And they conducted a study of relationship between quantum physics and I guess like the dance of life and how we can kind of flow through it and related it back to science. And I go back and just kind of, you know, look at the different things that they talk about every once in a while in that book from time to time. So
Oh, wow. I
it's
have to get the book
fascinating.
now. It's my
You
next
do.
book.
It's fascinating.
All right. Do you have a favorite quote?
The interior of your home is the exterior of you by Shirley Hibbard.
I
I say
love
that
that.
daily.
Wait,
It's so
what?
I say that almost daily. But that doesn't mean I'm gray walls, you guys. I've only been in this house 2 years. It's a 100-year-old home and it came painted that color. So give me a couple more years and I'll
So you were
different.
telling you were telling me earlier about the home. It's 100
Yeah.
years old. Who lived
Yeah.
there?
It was built in 1917 and it was built by a lumber baron. His name was Leopold Kanzler. And I'm looking at a river out front here. Um, and and he owned the whole riverfront. So he would float the lumbering logs down the river. This is in the lumbering era of the early 1900s to a warehouse, and he founded the Aladdin Homes, which became Sears Roebuck Homes at the time, and they were sold nationwide. He was very wealthy, well-to-do man. And so it's just a fascinating history. Like we have a bank safe in the basement, and there was an incinerator in the basement when we moved in. And, our neighbors came up. I feel like it's like a living history of this home, which I just truly love. The outside is stucco, kind of has like a little bit of an Art Deco feel to it. It's beautiful.
I
So.
love that. Well, I thought the coolest thing you said was what his wife did.
She was an interior designer and she did all the draperies at Mercy Hospital where my mom was born, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I feel like they maybe they were like, "Hey, Sherry, come on in."
This is your house, Sherry.
This is yours. I knew it as soon as I walked in. I looked at my realtor and I said, "Yep, this is my house. I'm gonna put a full offer on it today." And so we did, and it just
And
worked out.
you've only been there 2 years, you said, correct? Or how
And
long?
here 2 years. 2 years, yeah.
That is
So
awesome. All right. Favorite song that gets you a little moving and grooving?
well, I don't know if it's moving and grooving, probably, but I mean, a song that I think about that pops in my head is by Taylor Swift. All you had to do was stay. And I feel like that song got me when I was buying my business, and it was like a lot of fear and stress happening. And she's like, all you had to do was stay, like. And let me remind you, this is what you wanted. Oh. And I just think about those words. I love her lyrics. I mean, I'm a total Swiftie.
I love that. That is so cute. And I love the fact you sang it.
Yeah,
I only had one other person sing on here, so I'm glad you sang it. Thank you.
not very well. No,
That's okay.
So I think everybody should sing their song from now on. Maybe that'll be a requirement. It would be fun.
I should have, yeah, I have a karaoke machine in the other room. I always sound better when the microphone's on, right?
Hey, bring it out. So,
Yeah.
future plans we should be looking at for you. What are some future plans you see besides Sherry Shopping Show or Shopping with Sherry? What are some other? Hey, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
You know what? It's so much fun. I'm telling you what. Um, I'm currently working on, so we finished our first hotel project and we've worked on a country club, we've done restaurants, we've done a lot of different hospitality. So, as well as, and we're working on our first government project right now. We have done Kirtland Community College, so colleges, schools, banks, and I think I've had the most fun with the hotel, like boutique hotels. I'll tell you what, it was just, so it was a 3-star hotel and they switched from a Quality Inn to an Ascend hotel, which the regulations and rules that they allow for an Ascend hotel is much more like a boutique. They're not going to come in, corporate's not going to come in and say, you have 3 colors to choose from and it has to be this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, right? So we had a lot of like design liberty. And it's a lumberjack. It's up north Michigan. So it's the Lumberjack Lodge. And we wanted kind of a modern-ish, like Scandinavian twist on lodge, but we wanted a plaid. Plaids are impossible to find. Do you know that? I mean, if you haven't shopped for a plaid in a drapery fabric, they're just not around right now. They're making a comeback though. So I found a plaid from the design center down in Detroit and I searched in Chicago and everything. I was like, I can't find a plaid. I finally found one, but it wasn't the right colors. It wasn't the right scale. It was on wool and it was like $300 a yard. Absolutely not when we have to buy, I think we bought 560 yards to do the drapery. So this project, I used my internal network and I called my reps and we ended up having that plaid reconstructed on a different background fabric overseas. We colored it the way we wanted. We got strike offs on it, sent to us, shipped from overseas. And we got that plaid exactly the way we wanted it on a beautiful linen drapery fabric for under $30 a yard. It was awesome.
Under
And we did the
$30 a
same
yard.
thing.
Oh my God.
We did the same thing with the furnishings, you guys. We did the same thing with the lighting. And it was just so much fun for me to like figuring out those puzzle pieces is the fun part for me. Like, how can we take what your haves, needs, and wants are and actually implement it and make it work within your time constraints and your budget?
It's still Shopping with Sherry.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, it's fun.
I love it. All right. You're making everything happen. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for being here with us. You're totally precious. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited about your magazine and that we got to meet. I mean, I feel like it's a great, great thing that you have going and congratulations.
Yep. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.